What's up, everybody? We are going live here in 5 seconds.
Hi.
This is K92.3, Orlando's #1 for new country, getting off of Keith Urban right there, who will be here in October for K92.3's Country Thunder. He is the headliner for Sunday night. Remember, you got Cody Johnson on Friday, Hardy on Saturday, Keith Urban on Sunday. All right. So we had something interesting here when Chloe told us that. First of all, you text Slater and myself a picture of your community last night. And the picture that you sent,
anything?
You might as well have sent just a photo of a black screen, because that's what your community looked like.
Yes. So last night there was a really bad storm that blew through. You may live in the same area as I do, and we lost power. There was a transformer that blew. And so it honestly was really, really eerie. I mean, it was pitch black. And so something fun that came out of it all was I got a knock. Again, a little weird, spooky, but
where's the fun thing, Chloe? That sounds horrific.
On my door. And I looked through the peephole, no one was there. And I decided to open the door. I opened the door and there was a goodie bag there. And it said, "You've been booed." And so I got a baggie. I'm showing you if you're on Facebook Live, you can see it. I got a baggie with a pumpkin, and I got some cloths for like the house, and I got a cute little note, and there was candies and all kinds of sweet things that were inside of this goodie bag. And it was just saying there were a couple people in the community that got booed, and I was one of them. It was my first time being booed.
Did you ask around if you you really were just one of the many people, or are you the only one?
Well, there was a Facebook group we have, and the message said, "Very spooky weather this evening. I think I heard some ghosts wandering the halls, leaving behind 2 lucky people some gifts. Check your doors. Maybe it's you. Happy Halloween."
2 lucky people, and you were one of the 2?
And I was one of the lucky ones. There was even like a little thing for my door, and it said, "You've been booed." I mean, so cute.
No.
Whoever did this.
Not cute.
Why?
That's terrible. Well, they're vandalizing your front door. They have no idea.
No, they're not.
How about this?
Vandalization.
Even creepier, the stuff that was in there is the stuff you like?
There was candies and cookies.
It's very
all
Chloe-ish.
things that I
It's very
eat.
Chloe-ish. So they've been watching you for a very long time, and they know exactly what you want. How are you not worried about this? They probably know to and from when you leave your house. So they knew at the perfect time because you were in there when they knocked on your door.
I was.
They knew you were in there.
Yeah, they did know that you were in there. So Jennifer Powers is on right now because we're on Facebook Live right now. Chloe showed the picture on Facebook Live of all the nice little goodies that were thrown in there. So I told Chloe, because we live in different types of communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a community in Winter Garden where it's actual houses, front yard, backyard, stuff like that. And Chloe, you're like in a what do we call those? Like
A scary apartment.
it's not
Is what they.
It's not scary at all.
But it looks
Okay.
like big condo units, right?
Yeah.
And so anyways, what I was saying is that for us, they do leave that for us, and they knock on the door. My kids get so excited because
the
then
best.
you have to pay it forward. And so what we do, essentially, here's what you got to do, right? You get yourself to the Dollar Tree. Right? You're only going to spend so much money. Put some goodies in there, your favorite snacks, favorite treats, a couple of fun things for the house to make the house fun. And that's what you do. You knock on somebody's door, you leave it right there in the front doorway, and you run.
It's too cute. And it's a great way to like meet your neighbors, learn more about them, and like spread the holiday spooky season cheer.
Makes no sense, though, because how are you going to get to know your neighbors if you're knocking on the door and running away? How are you getting to know these people?
Right, you're
You
not
have
wrong.
any
But
idea?
it is the feeling of community at large,
Yes.
right? Because even though you don't get to meet that one person who did it, you still feel like, I love this community.
Okay.
I love it
Absolutely.
here.
At least if you're going to do it, you know how Dollar Tree, that does sound cheap. You know how to make it even cheaper.
Oh,
You,
boy.
you take the crap they left you and you leave it to somebody else's
See,
door.
that's even worse because then what happens if all this stuff I re-gift it and I gift it to the person that booed me?
Just be a rebooer. Just
That's
reboot.
horrible.
I will say this, okay? And I mentioned this to Chloe earlier because Slater had brought up a really good point that there are fantastic people in the communities that really want to give a community feel. They want to
Mhm.
spread that love. But there's also some creepos out there too, all right? If you get one of these boo baskets, like, why don't you inspect the hell out of that thing? Make sure there's not an air tag in there.
Oh, good idea. Okay, you have a camera outside your house. Why don't you look at it so you could see who booed you?
Well, here's the thing: the camera, the batteries are dead, so it wasn't working.
That's creepy.
And then
I know.
they knew at the perfect time to leave it outside. They knew she was in there, what she liked, what
This
car
is
she
some-
drives.
No,
some Scooby-Doo stuff.
No,
All this stuff.
Slater, you need to go boost someone in your neighborhood.
Yeah, you can go boo yourself.
You know what though? Hold on. So again, I'm adjusting the camera here because we've got Ryan in the chat, Andy in the chat, Yanni, what's up? Bartolomej, I mess his name up every week and he jumps into the chat.
So
But
sweet.
we're thinking about doing this to the other radio stations in the building because the other radio stations in the building, I don't think this has ever been done in BOOED history.
Sure.
Radio station on radio station. So we may do that in here and hit the
Well,
Dollar Tree up.
and we're going all out with this. Like, we're not just going to do a few snacks. You
I-
know me. We
I
are
said Dollar Tree.
decorating the studio, balloons. We're going in.
My contribution, the stuff they left you outside your door.
All right, what you got coming up with the All Access?
One of our country artists just made a big concert announcement. Who is making their way back to Central Florida in 8 minutes?
Okay. All right, so we're still back on with y'all. Thank you for joining us as we now do the one-on-one. Yvonda, thank you for joining us. Bartolomej, how do I say that name? Bart. I'm just gonna call you Bart. That easiest thing to
Bart.
do, and you know that I love you, Bart. But thank you so much for
I
joining
think
us.
it's Obi. I think it's Bart LeMay.
How am I supposed to know the last? What is that, French?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name. It is a beautiful name.
Bartolomé. Drew's
Ooh.
in there. Carla, what's up? Terry, what's up?
Oh, did you guys see Jen's comment?
Dana, good morning.
Jen Lynn said there's a whole Facebook group called Wine Fairies of Central Florida. We all surprise each other with different gift baskets and the best feeling. It's the best feeling. I love that. That's year round too. That's so sweet.
Yeah. So when I'll say this again, like I just said when we were on the air, is that whenever this happens in our household, it gets everybody so excited. Okay. Let me also share this. We've also booed families before, where you take all these goodies, you put them in the boo basket, and essentially what it is it's a trick or treat basket that you get for $1. But we've knocked on the door, and running back, we've tripped and fell. I mean, like idiots. Like you're like running. Then you got to get up, and you're all scarred up.
Oh
and
my
You know what it
goodness.
reminds me of?
price.
So back as a kid, I never did it, but quite similar. People would leave flaming bags of boo on the door, except it wouldn't be boo. It would be with a P. And that's what you do. You light it and you run, and then you stop
Chloe,
it
you
out.
ever seen that?
No.
No? Oh.
Never.
It was
You know-
Billy Madison, the movie Billy Madison back in the day.
I was
is
gonna say
where
for
we
the
learned.
most part, it's probably been displayed in movies that probably weren't Chloe's generation,
No,
right?
and
But-
definitely don't do it on an inside apartment.
and
'cause
don't
the
do
whole
it because you
place-
heard
That's not
you
a
heard
good
it from
idea.
us.
No, we're saying
But
don't
what
do
you
it.
do is you take a bag of dog poop. If you were really gross, it would be human feces.
That's
But
why I
anyway,
said boo.
Ew.
It
you
rhymes
take
with it.
you take a bag of dog poop, and it's a paper bag because you
Right.
got to set the paper bag on
Sure.
fire. You knock on somebody's door when they come out, they see the fire and they're like, "Oh no!" and they stomp on it.
It's
Guess what
on
they're
their
stomping
shoe.
on?
Yeah.
You guys are so bad.
It's not
We
us
never
guys.
did
They
it.
we didn't
Again, it
invent
was in a movie with Adam Sandler.
That
Shame
is
on you, Adam.
gross. That is gross.
Don't do it.
Very
Okay,
gross.
David's in there. Tiffine, is that Tiffany? Tiffine. What a spelling! I love that.
I do too.
Kathy, my kids heard about this while we were taking them to school, and they said it was a really cute idea. They want to do it around our
Yay!
area.
Oh,
Yes,
Miss Kathy,
do
send
it.
us some photos. I would love to see you guys boo. Anybody in this chat, if you're planning on booing or you get booed, send some photos to us on our Facebook page so we could share them and talk about them and see all the fun ideas. I did learn, because this was my first time ever being booed. I got a little door hanger and it said, "You've been booed," and the back says, "We've been booed." And Obi said that you have to flip it over and leave it on your door so people know in your community that you've already been booed,
Gotcha.
which I didn't know. I took it off last night, so I got to put it back on when I get home.
Yeah, and then they can go ahead and they can bless another door that's never been booed. But yeah, we love it. And again, I think the reason why we wanted to talk about this was not only was it cute that it happened to Chloe, but to spread it. It also
Absolutely.
happens in our neighborhood during Christmas. I forget what we call it though. But during Christmas, we do the same thing where we leave a stocking. We leave a stocking full of just, fun goodies, and you leave it on the person's door
that's
handle.
Fun.
So I guess anything that you can do to just kind of stir up the jolliness of the holiday season. I mean, we kind of need it from human to human. I thought about this yesterday, and I may be going a little long because we'll have to jump back into the show. But I thought about this yesterday. And I'm going to be really honest. I'm just going to admit it, right? So I saw my neighbor who I probably should have stopped, and I probably should have said, hey, how are things going? I haven't talked to you in months. Maybe the last time I talked to them was last Halloween when we did trick-or-treating, and we actually had to stop at their house. And I just did this. I threw my hand up, and I kept walking right into my garage.
Oh.
And as I walked into the garage, I was like, oh, dude, you didn't have 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have 3 minutes to say what's up.
You know what, though?
I don't know
you
why
recognized it, and now you can make the time, take a few minutes.
But I wonder why we're like
hello.
that. I wonder why sometimes us humans are like that.
Because we always feel like we're in a rush. Like, I don't know. I guess if I just feel this way, but like everyone, we're always in a rush. The next step. What's next? Where do I have to go? Where do I have to be? What time? It's like sometimes you just got to chill and take it easy and like soak up and enjoy the things that are around you.
And you walked inside your rush. Is that what you're saying? I thought you walked into the door. Because you said so that's why my reaction was like, damn.
No. I was like, hey, and kept walking.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, you did your neighborly thing. But no, as I walked into the house, I was like, is that really the neighborly thing?
So here's what you do instead.
Not only that, but hold on. Hey, I'm just going to drop this in there just because y'all probably don't have the perspective that we do. But sometimes I think I'm like, people don't know who we really are. Right. So that person is probably just like, well, there goes Obi, the radio guy, too busy, too popular to say hi.
Of course.
And that's not really the case, but that's how the world probably perceives and probably perceive us at events when we get pulled away and we have to do stage announcements and people are like, well, there he goes.
Yeah. Our least favorite part of events is the end of a conversation because we usually get pulled away and we don't want it to stop. We got to go. So we feel bad.
Hey, well, listen, above anything that we've talked about today, boo your neighbors, have some fun with it, spread the holiday cheer, and yeah, look, I'll show you one more picture.
Booyah!
So you get a little idea of what it looks like at my door.
Got a little dish towel.
So cute.
A little pumpkin thing. So somebody probably legit spent maybe about $10 to $15 on that. You don't have to do all that.
A lot.
You don't have to do all that, but something.
Yes, and have fun with it.
Dude, I go to Starbucks and my drink is $10. I could forego that Starbucks drink.
Enjoy.
And do something like this.
Listen, yesterday was a little stressful with the power being out, and that totally like brightened my day, put a smile on my face. So you can do the same thing.
All right, y'all. Last time, Wanda, Lynette, Tina, Kathy, Monica, Tina again. And we're gonna be cooking on Friday, right?
We are cooking. Yes, it's family weekend at UCF. Football season is here, so we'll be back live.
All right, let's get back to the show.